Excuse me. How's it going? April Fool's, first day of April. Happy Easter. Just thought I'd check in. Not a lot going on here. A lot of Oz because it's supposed to snow tomorrow. It's going to be April 2nd and it's going to snow apparently. So this has not been a successful spring or early part of the season. Usually in the New York City area, when I was playing, you used to be able to play by middle of May. You could get out there if you were really lucky. You could get non-wintered greens. I mean, I got a lucky day in there in February, but so I haven't since October. Whatever you see me play on this vlog is how many times I've played, how many times I've hit balls. I think that's on, I can count that on one time on my hand, like on one hand. So I want to go out on Wednesday. I was going to try to go out yesterday, but it was really chilly, and the Lyft Uber rates were to go out to, it was surge pricing, so it was like $50 one way. Definitely not worth it. Taking the bus out there, it's about an hour and a half, which would have been okay if I knew it'd be warm, but it was still pretty chilly. Even though it was still in the 50s, but it still felt pretty chilly. So I'm going to try to go out Wednesday. If I do, I'll take the camera. Just more indoor stuff. So I thought I tried out that little cube, this little Polaroid cube thing. I have to back off. So yeah, I don't know. It's not that great. I haven't really gone through the manual. I barely know how to use it. You hit this little button on the top. It takes sort of a fisheye lens view, but it was helpful in the sense that I did some work on my putting with it, just so I could see my full stroke, my setup. Did some club work stuff, so it was helpful, just to see. There's a couple things, heads moving at the top of the backswing, which isn't terrible, but. I am working on my posture, trying to just get a little, not rigid, but not as hunched over as I was. So that's been helpful. So yeah, I just taped that. These are I can't remember what they're called. I'll try to put the link in the description. It was like $50. I don't know if it doesn't have a, it doesn't have a tripod thing on it. It just has this, magnet, which isn't that strong. So I bought one of these little things for it. You stick that on the bottom on the magnet. Then you can put a tripod in there. So maybe I'll mess around with that as well if I go out to shoot some video. But now at least I know how to use it. It's just, you got to go through the manual and figure out how to turn the thing on. Transfer the video wasn't too bad. So yeah, I'll do that. Got my schedule together, so I'm not going to do the New York City Amateur qualifying just because I can't make the tournament, and it's $190 entry fee, and it's a great little course at Silver Lake, but there's no practice range. So my first 4 holes, my first 8 holes at my advanced age are going to be me warming up. Like, I'm just going to be yanking stuff left, and I'm not going to be really able to score. So I decided to pass on that, which sort of sucks. But there is this Brooklyn Open at Marine Park, which I looked up, and that's not until October. But there's been some great players that played and some good scores that have been playing in it. So maybe I'll sign up for that. But yeah, so I'm 50-50 on the amateur qualifying, but I might just do it because it's really close to the train. The mid-amateur qualifying, I'm going to try to do there's a couple of the New York State Mid-Am, the New York State Amateur, qualifiers. There's a couple MGA, which is the local golfing association for the tri-state sort of area tournaments. I'll probably do some of those. I have a list. I'll try to like publish it or put a list of it. No, it's pretty good. I think it's about 10. I can get 10 tournaments in. If I wasn't out of town the 2 weeks in May, I could have got like 5 more. There's like 5 tournaments that week. Anyways, and I know these videos are sort of long and they're pretty boring, but I mean, I'm just trying to show how sort of unexciting practicing is. It's boring, and it's also good for me to watch them because to make sure I just don't do bad habits. So in this, I just taped myself putting, and I was really conscious. There's times that I back off the putt, like you'll hear me talk about it, that I was trying to make sure I go through my routine. I was trying to make sure that I make it as, even if I only had 20 minutes to putt or however long, 20, and I did a little bit of chipping. I didn't really do my routine in chipping. I was just knocking balls around. But in my putting, is like really trying to do my routine. Just check my alignment. With an alignment check I wouldn't do on the course, but try to make sure, because I'm right eye dominant, so trying to make sure I see things correctly. Make it as useful as possible. So I think that was good. I caught myself jumping off, stopping, going and doing my routine, trying to get just even on a 5-foot putt inside on this little mat I bought. It's a PGA. I can't remember what it's called. I'll put a link to it. I got it off really cheap off of eBay, but it's really good. The roll's good. It's got a hole, which I talked about earlier. It's really good to see. I think psychologically, a ball going into a hole. I wish it was white. I talked about that earlier. I might paint it white, but we're getting close to the season, so at least I can get on the putting green. And then, hopefully there's not too much snow and I can go out on Wednesday. If not, it's another week. And then I guess I'd have to go out the next week, hopefully. The weather's supposed to be after Wednesday's supposed to be in the 60s, but it's supposed to snow. But then it goes back to being in the mid 40s for another week again. So I don't know what's. It might not be until like April 20th that I can start playing around. Anyways, so yeah, not much to do. I'm just doing my indoor stuff. It's really boring. These videos are really long. They're boring. They're probably not very fun to watch, but it's been helping me a lot. I'll do some talk through of some of the stuff I was trying to concentrate on in the footage I shot of me practicing. And that's it. Yeah, I guess this is number, I don't even know what number it is, but thanks for anybody that's been checking in. Thank you for anybody that's subscribed. I really appreciate that. Hopefully there'll be some stuff in here that over the course of the season that will be helpful. Just thoughts about trying to sign up for tournaments. I mean, I'm like not shooting great numbers. Like I'm shooting low 80s, high 70s. It's just not going to cut it. Like if it does, it's going to maybe cut it, if the field is no one shows up or something for a qualifier. But, I've got to knock I'd like to knock, 7 shots off my game. And that's a big ask, considering I'm not playing. So we'll see how my indoor putting helps, see how my stretching goes and my stuff with Tyler. I'll probably tape that, start taping that because he's going to give me a new routine. So I'll tape the old routine maybe, or tape bits of it. So yeah, just some random thoughts. Thanks for checking in. I wish there was more. I wish I was playing around on a range, but I'm not, and it's gonna snow. All right, so I'll see you soon. Thanks.
So yeah, I just thought I'd voice over this. Every time I start in, I do a little stretching thing. I can't remember, I got this off of Golf Gym or something. Just some simple leg kicks, even just to warm up. Yeah. Then I bought these Rogue resistant band. This is the blue one, the Monster band. So I do 30 curls. 2 sets of 30 curls on each arm, so 30 curls here, then switch it over and do 30 curls on the other arm. Then I've been doing these stretches in between, excuse me, front and back. and then go and do the curls again, another 30, and then yeah, doing mirror work on my stroke, just making sure I'm accelerating through. I'm even exaggerating just to make sure I'm getting through. And just looking down the line, I caught myself with the toe sort of going real toe up on my earlier putt, so I tried to address that. And it feels like I'm hitting the ball solider. Camera's shaking around because you can see there's a certain kitten over knocking the box off. So there's where I was starting to putt and I pulled myself off the putt and sort of just forced myself to do my routine. I think that was really good. And yeah, it's a earthquake from the kitten. But yeah, just trying to just keep my eye on the ball. Not so much for my putting, but just something to practice in my long game. So yeah, here I am. I wouldn't do this on the course, but I'm just trying to get myself, making sure I'm aligned straight through, even when I'm behind, trying to line up the ball, and then get over the putt and roll it in. So yeah, just making sure and keep my head down. Again, back, just even just going down and seeing the line, trying to pick a secondary target. Yeah, just double checking. Again, I wouldn't do this on the course, but I'm just double checking everything. And there's our friend. And then, yeah, practice stroke. I build the stance around putting the blade behind the ball with my right hand, and then stroking. And then just, trying different lengths. So this is, I can't remember what it's called, a PG. It was somebody that on tour, there's like a cheaper version of this that you can buy, but then he built a sort of like, he made or released a little bit of a higher quality one, and it's actually worth it if you can find one for, I don't know, under 50 bucks. I think I got this for 45 bucks or something. It was someone bought it and I never used it. It's great. It has a little incline. It has 3 holes. It has a little trough if you're, so if you miss, it doesn't, not rolling off. Yeah, so there it is. I was just stepping up to it. And it's like, no, let me make sure I do my routine. Let me make sure this works. I might have just edited it there. Yeah, get over the ball, stroke it. Yeah, so I think this is just a way of making indoor practice or your practice as real life and real course situation as possible, because we don't have a lot of time. We want to maximize our efforts because it's just so easy to just be hitting balls and hitting putts, and yeah, I mean there's certainly value in that, but if you can make it that much more real, I think that's time well spent. So some mirror work here with the weighted club. Trying to just check my my posture. Yeah, trying to not let my head get crunched down. It's certainly not like I'm never going to be like a Adam Scott setup, but then just this sort of Jim McLean, hold it for 30 seconds. I think I was starting to hold. I'm actually doing it with a real club as well, just so I can like, it's all well and good doing it with a weighted club, but really get my alignment, my angles with taking like a 5-iron or something and do it as well. So just checking grip, checking alignment. In the mirror, there's a mirror right there. You can see it, and then again back, and then working on my takeaway stuff. So there's a guy that did Hank's, who was at the Hank Haney range. He's over at Chelsea Piers, teaching lessons. It's super expensive over there. Like it's like 150 bucks for an hour. But I might just book a lesson with him at some point. Just have someone take a look at what I'm doing. He knows the Haney stuff really well. The only real Haney stuff I'm doing was just getting that a little bit more on plane going back. And this I'm just working on, always trying to I never did enough stretching, on the through side of the swing. I always worked with a weighted club on my backswing, and it's as I've gotten older, I've and a few things Tyler gave me to really work on the side of the muscles that are releasing the club. So I'm just trying to make sure I am able to get right through. Yeah. And then that's a little thing on the Haney that we were doing, just trying to keep it on plane going through. I'd sort of have an old school up, I lift up, but this is just trying to, keep an extension through the ball and then sort of a little bit more around my body, keeping the shaft on plane in the follow through. So again, the same thing. Sometimes I've been putting on a hat just so I can sort of see, because you're so used to looking at, pictures of people. That's how I learn. I just look at pictures and try to do them. And you see guys with their hats on, so it's like, yeah, let's put my hat on, so I can see the same visual, and I can get a sense of what should be where in my neck and things. Sounds sort of dumb, but I mean it sort of seems to make sense too. So yeah, just more backswing, checking. You can see like my chin's raising a little bit, but then yeah, I'm trying to go slow with this weighted club. Like, they're like slow motion swings. It's like the Harvey Penick slow motion drill. This isn't obviously slow motion, but it's just sort of an exaggerated move, and it's really stretching. Like, it's a lot of work. I'm really sort of tired after that. And then I got my alignment stick and just working on going as fast as I can. It doesn't even look like I've started slow, and then I start getting quicker. Also, I'm a bit worried about the cat. The cat, she loves chasing this thing, so I don't want to like whack her. So, it doesn't look like I'm going very fast, but I'm trying to go fast. So, um, and then this is from that Kenny Perry video that he did, where he just puts his. I've seen a few people do this. The Be Better Golf guy, I think, has this in one of his videos. And then left-handed swings. This is another thing that Kenny Perry does. He works on speed, but on the left-hand side. So I've been trying to do that. So even though it doesn't look like I'm going very fast, I am trying to swing pretty quick. My left-handed is not great. And then I just pulled up my wedge and just did some chips. Just working on left-hand impact and just trying to hit them solid. Yeah, not really much going. I didn't really work too much on routine here because it's just such a different situation and so far away from anything you'd really, unless you're chipping off of a cart path. But just trying to keep my left wrist solid. Trying to just hit the ball solidly. There's a guy that does Get Back to Golf, and he had a little thing where he was chipping into a net. So I might get a little net, and because it's pretty cool with these rubber balls. You can probably just mess around with that a bit. It does help. I noticed that even this little, chips with these rubber balls, it feels like it's been helping my ball striking a little bit. So, yeah. So that's it. I mean, more boring stuff. It's not exciting. This camera's good though. I can see everything. I can see head and feet position, and so I'll probably keep using this for indoor stuff.